So this is the last items that are going to be on the website today, hopefully. And you noticed that I was showing photos on moths of my wool, and I decided to sell all of the cut wool that I had dyed. I wonder what that's from. So it was a bit of a challenge to figure out how to do it, and I finally settled on that it would just be grab bag style. I would do them as a bundle, and some bundles are the same, some are different, but it's just a grab bag, whatever you get type of thing. And of course, Mama Moth will make sure that you get good wool, and as much of it as I can possibly stuff in the bag. So the other problem I had was with shipping. I wanted to keep it under a pound because, for one thing, my mailers, there's just so much you can stuff in a mailer, and I don't do the boxes. The other thing is postage seems to be less expensive if you keep it under a pound. If you go over that and I bulk it up and let's say I sold it separately and you chose a lot of pieces, postage would actually be more. Now, when I put the postage on the website, I do a specific amount, and it's usually depending on the weight, but it's usually $6 or $9. And that doesn't even cover the postage. The postage is always more. They put the postage rates up a bit ago, and although it's really quite reasonable for tracking and USPS to the States, it goes by your zip code, so there's just no way that I can do actual postage. So what I do is I just stick to those two prices, and whatever it is above that, Mama pays. Okay, these are the wool bundles, and I did them in bundles. Each bundle is under 16 ounces, under a pound, and some of them might be a bit less. So what I'm going to do is, when I do it for shipping, I'm going to add just a little small piece to get it up to the 15.567 ounce weight. Now, I wanted to show you some of the bundles, and most of you know my wool, so you know what it is. It's old wool, and it's dyed to death. But yes, these are the pieces that were in the photos. Really nice old wool, and it's blanket wool mostly. Well, I think all of this is blanket wool, but some of it's thicker than others. This one, I only had 4 pieces or 6 pieces of this one, I think. So this isn't in every bundle. Like, every bundle's not the same. It's sort of a grab bag type of affair. And it will be fun when you get it to open it and see the surprises. This is I'm not quite sure, Tweedy wool, maybe you would call it Tweedy. I wouldn't think it's Tweedy, but I'm not quite sure how you would describe that. But it's quite nice anyway, and I don't have a lot of these either. And this one. And with the Ma and Pa leftovers, something like this would be really nice. You could make a cushion out of it. You could do maybe 2 cushions like that. So that would probably be a bundle, unless there may be a little tiny piece put in it extra. And I'm just doing these at random and showing you a few of them. This is the green. And another one. It's a nice, it's not a rusty red, I would say. This is another piece of that gray. And you notice I didn't clip them. I left them as they were, and they have imperfections in them. This one has a bit of worn spots in it, which there is one. It's a little worn. All of the wool is absolutely what I would use for pennies or wool applique or anything to do with my rugs. That's a dark rusty red color, which is really nice. And some pieces are, some bags will have more pieces because it depends on the weight of the wool. Some of the wool weighs heavier than others. So that means if you have light pieces, you get more pieces. And this one. And now I haven't measured them either, because you can see with my hands and everything, you can pretty much judge the size. This one's interesting. It's got that little black on the bottom there, and I also left the tags on. Oh, it's upside down. That's an Ayers blanket, 100% pure wool. And it was a very nice blanket. And then another larger piece. This is a little bit heavier. Is it good for rug hooking? Well, I don't really know. If you've had my kits, you will know the type of wool it is. So I really can't say that it is or it isn't. I guess it probably depends on how you hook and the type of wool you use. So that's another one. This one, there's only, I believe there's only one or maybe two of these. It's, it has different pieces that are a bit heavy. And this one is just the odds and ends of that really nice wool that everyone liked. So this is mostly darks, but it's what I had left after I put all of the packages together. So that's another one. So it's only going to be one listing, and it will say wool bundles or something like that, and then it is a grab bag, whatever you get type of thing. There's another one of those rusty ones. Isn't that pretty? And this is really good to make pennies, and the reason is when you cut pennies, you're cutting small pieces, right? So you'll have some pennies that are this color, some that are this color, some that are dark, but they will all go together. So when you're cutting a piece like this for pennies, you get a multitude of different colors and shades, but they all work together and they make a beautiful rug. And that's actually what I do and how I cut my pennies and why everyone likes them, I guess. There's another piece. These would make very nice 2-inch pennies because it's so shaded, those dark colors. There's another one of those. This is probably the last bundle that I did up. And then some of the bundles have this. Now this was an old blanket. I left, this is what it was for binding. Someone had hand stitched that with not a blanket stitch though, it's just I'm not sure what that would be. But anyway, it's it's not a heavier blanket, but it's a fuzzier blanket. I'll say it that way. It's fuzzy. But it dyed really well, and there's some of those in the packages, and some of them have the binding on, some don't. So that's it. They'll be listed as wool bundles, and I have, I think, 14 of them. There's some more of the leftovers. There's another one of those. And it's strange because they got so many nice colors in them. They really dyed well. That's got a little hole in it, so do remember it's imperfections. And I did notice, I watched the previous video that I had, the one that showed everything that I had for sale. And I noticed, especially on that dark navy wool, there was fluff and a few of Felix's cat hairs and things like that. So you will find some of those things. You'll need to pick. I'm always picking. And these are just some of those that are left over. This is another one with the binding on it. So that is it. Those are the bundles. And as I say, it's just going to be one listing, and there'll be 14 of them. And it's grab bag style, whatever you get, you get. Because there is absolutely no way that I could have done it piece by piece. There was over 80 some pieces, I think. So that's it. I hope you enjoy your wool. I know some of you are waiting for them. And I'm now on to do the individual little videos for every listing. So, and then I'm going on a date, I think. Have a good day, everyone.